Hey friends! Thank you for joining us for this conversation about Christy Carlson Romano. I'm Paige, this is Clay. We are two great friends and lifelong Christy Carlson Romano fans. We've been watching her channel from the very beginning and we have a lot of thoughts on it. And we want to find other people who maybe share a similar interest.
Yes. As Paige said, we've been watching from the very beginning, and recently her channel has taken a very interesting direction. A new direction, not a bad one, a different one that's working, but more people seem to be watching her channel.
And we've both been fans from the beginning, so we know the Christy Carlson Romano videos where she's cooking in her kitchen and she's going on dates with her husband. And
hey everybody, it's the Rooney's. We are on date night.
This just seemed like such a drastic turn.
A huge
one that
change,
we both loved.
Yeah, it is jarring. As Paige said, her channel is usually, it started with just like a cooking show basically. It was called Christy's Kitchen Throwback, and she had like celebrities from the Disney Channel, like her brothers and even Stevens, not Shia LaBeouf, but the other ones. Annalisa Vanderpool from That's So Raven. She had people from NC Classified, like all kinds of things. She had Lelaine from Lizzie McGuire, and she would like cook a recipe with them, whatever. Her husband is her producer.
Let's welcome Garrett Clayton!
So he, you know, like they're well-made videos.
They're
She's like, hey guys, they're scripted,
structured.
very structured.
Why do you think that she has changed? She's took a hard left into these more serious and more raw videos.
Right, yeah.
This is how I blew all my Disney money.
Her channel was getting its all-time lowest views, and so to change that, she decided to put the pedal to the metal. I mean, she could have done this at any point, you know, it's like, why now is she making all these videos titled The Truth About the Disney Channel, you know, why I ran away from Hollywood, why I don't talk to Shia LaBeouf anymore, why is she pulling out the big guns per se. And as we said, her video has gone through many series. Her most recent one was this one called Team Possible. She had even come out with an announcement video saying like, I'm taking a whole new direction.
Big changes are coming to my channel, everyone. Starting next Thursday, I'll be uploading my new format, Team Possible, where my subscribers will compete for life-changing cash prizes and merchandise.
It only lasted 5 episodes.
They didn't perform as well.
They didn't perform as well at all. Like their average view count was like 25,000 views, which is not, I mean, she's used to getting at least 100,000 views. Like her videos do well. She knows what her audience wants, how to deliver, and her audience shows up most of the time. For Team Possible, it was a competition series. It was not really about her, and like we're watching the Christy Carlson Romano YouTube channel for Christy, and like all these videos were more about her husband, or I mean, he did most of the talking.
I loved them.
Like,
she and Brendan have come up with like so many different ideas. I don't know how their brains work. I don't know how they do it because they are constantly
coming up with new
series.
ideas. They have like a blindfold bake-off was one of their games, like Snack and React, kind of similar to Hot Ones, where like each snack is like more sour or weirder, or the Celebrity Kitchen. And her new videos are the opposite of that. There are cuts, obviously, there are a lot of cuts, but it's vlog style. She's talking into the camera like on a walk, or she's always on a walk. That's really the
No, she goes for drives.
She does drive, yes. But she's either in the park, she takes you, you know, to a strip mall. These videos are Christy really telling you what she's learned in her life and giving you advice based off that.
Yeah, and it was such a surprising turn for her because the Christy we were used to was so bubbly and, you know, she's such a good host. She's proven herself time and time again that she can host a variety of different shows.
Which is why this was surprising as well, because there wasn't a guest or, you know, a prize or something that you were making or something she was showing you how to do. Like, I think it's her folklore era of her YouTube channel. In a sense where she's like going into the woods. Let's just say right off the bat, before we dive in, like we love Christy so much. We respect her. We think she's a great actress. We love what she's doing with her channel.
Our ultimate dream is to write a movie for her,
Christy. We would love to meet her. Yeah. So let's dive in. So far, there have only been 9 videos in this series posted, and we're just gonna review them as they go after this.
So this first one was posted about a month ago. Do we have the date? Do we know what date it was posted?
August 12th.
Okay, so this first one was posted on August 12th. It's called The Truth About the Disney Channel. And I've got to say, when this was posted, we were immediately texting each other.
Oh my gosh.
This is exactly what we always hoped we would see someday from Christy. I thought it'd be much further down.
Oh, me too.
It did really well. It got almost 500,000 views.
Yes,
it was like
443,000.
443,000.
Is what it's at.
So we know that we're not the only ones who were excited about this change. So in this first video, Christy is driving us in her Tesla.
Yes.
And we go to Starbucks.
It starts at Starbucks.
I remember one of my first Starbucks experiences was in the lobby of the Disney Channel building.
What I love about the Starbucks part of this video is when she tells the barista that she's vlogging.
Yeah.
She's so brave.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if the barista knew like what it was. Do you think?
It was really hard to tell, to be honest.
Yeah.
The barista played it very cool. I personally could not go to a Starbucks and say, I'm vlogging. Like, she's literally she is so sure of herself. She's so confident.
She's performed on Good Morning America. Like, she no, like
Chrissy
she knows, she
up.
understands pressure.
GMA?
Like, yeah, GMA.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's in her intro, like,
No,
you know, like in one of her
100%.
intros. What's great about this video, and like what you could expect from Christy too, I feel, she is not sending any ill will towards Disney. You know, it is positive. It ends on a positive note. Actually, all the videos do.
It sort of makes me feel like, you know, she's presenting like, oh, you grow up, you get over things.
Even people who slighted her, you know,
Yeah.
like it's a lesson in grace,
Yeah.
I would say, you know,
Absolutely.
giving grace to people. It's not a video exposing the Disney Channel, it's a video explaining what it was like working on the Disney Channel.
Yes, she goes through her audition, she goes through where they filmed and what it was like filming. She talks about her dressing room on Even Stevens.
It was David Hasselhoff's old dressing room, and they split
From
it in
Baywatch,
two.
yeah.
And her and Shia shared.
The most interesting part of this video for me was the fact that Christy keeps in touch with a lot of the execs from Disney Channel, and she is waiting for the moment to make her return to the Disney Channel. And I, for one, absolutely cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
She's waiting to come back in some capacity.
Yes.
I've talked to casting about it, and I've been like, okay guys, like where can you fit me in? Like where can I become the part of the family again?
So she's saying she'll do whatever to get back to Disney, but then she goes like,
And I can say to myself, hey, I'm worth more than what I thought I was before. And that's what I'm gonna do. So be warned, Disney. And that's the tea.
that's cool, but like, if you're saying I'll do anything to get back to Disney, but then being like, watch out, it's like, what are you know, like.
That's interesting that you took it that way, because I didn't take it that way at all. I took it more as, you know, she realizes the asset that she is when the time does come to return to Disney Channel.
She's like, I'm in a weird age where I can't play,
Yeah.
you know, a kid or even a 20-year-old, but I can't play a mom of a 12-year-old. You know, she's like 35, I think, 34.
Do you know her birthday? Pop Christy
No,
Pop
I
quiz.
don't. I don't. What is it?
Christy
I
Pop
feel like it's in
quiz.
February. I don't know why. No?
No, she's
What
an
is it?
Aries like me.
Oh gosh, like me. Okay, so March like 21st?
So close.
March 22nd? March 20th.
March 20th.
Nice, okay.
March 20th, 1984.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So she's 10 years older than me. So she's 37.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
there
feel like
you
she
go.
could play the mom of a 12-year-old maybe.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day. I feel like, okay, so she's
So
37.
if she had a kid at 25.
Right, which
Wait.
is like, that's when my mom had
Is
me.
that math right?
Yes, because, yeah, 100%.
25 is not too young to have
No,
a kid.
not at all.
I don't think she looks 35. That might be the problem. Like, if you compare her to the Disney Channel moms we grew up with, like, you know, Lizzie McGuire's mom, all
Yeah,
hail Hallie
she's
Todd.
not-
I
yeah.
love Hallie Todd. No shade to Hallie Todd. But she
Yeah.
was older than 35 when she started playing Lizzie's mom. My vision for a Christy Carlson Romano as a mom TV show
Right.
would be some sort of living a double life. Maybe
Her?
Hannah Montana, but she's a mom. Or
Superhero.
Or superhero.
It's superhero. She has a great, I don't know, like she has great posture, and I'm being serious. Like she does, like she has a great stance. Like
has great,
she does. Well, I got
she has
so
a great
conscious about my own.
physique.
She does a great physique. Christy has like hardcore lesbian energy to me.
Yeah.
That's a compliment. Like,
I think I give off like heavy lesbian energy.
well, I mean, you are
And
compared to
so-
Christy Carlson Romano.
So I'm not surprised. That
But
you
and
feel
she's
that
not a
way.
lesbian, and you're not a lesbian. So,
Do you think I could steal Brendan from Christy?
um,
Be like, you're a hotter, younger version of my.
what if that was your whole goal? You're like, I'm gonna replace you. Like you orphan them. Like you're like Christy. Like you,
Yeah, like,
you know, like they
adopt
adopt you.
me.
Yeah. They adopt you because they think that you look so much like Christy, right? Like that's the whole point.
What-
That's
what
the
could
whole
go
draw.
wrong?
And he's like, you do look a lot like Christy. And you're like, don't
I'm
I?
like,
You start to wear her perfume, and he gets
oh, yeah.
confused.
My least favorite moment of this whole video, I don't think there's any chance that Christy Carlson Romano forgot the name of Lizzie McGuire.
Okay.
She
Literally,
says-
I have that in my notes. I go, the Hillary Duff Show? Question mark? Question mark?
She calls it the Hillary Duff Show when talking about the shows that Disney Channel has rebooted. And I don't know why she chose to call it the Hillary Duff Show instead. I don't know if it was like she didn't want to sound too you know, on top of what Disney was up to.
But that would be such a weird, I feel like it's such a weird choice, like such a weird show to choose to be like, okay, I'm not gonna.
But I think it was in the moment. I don't think
Yeah.
she decided it beforehand. It was like, I'm not gonna say Liz McGuire no matter what. She did post a TikTok where she asked, you know, questions that I get asked all the time or whatever, and one of them was, do you still talk to Hillary Duff? And she answered no, but I love her.
So she knew her as Hillary. We know her as
Exactly.
Lizzie, we know her as Hillary, but we know her as Lizzie really, like, you know, from our childhood. And that was coming out after Even Steven, so I think mentally for her, that is a Hillary Duff show. She's
That's
like, oh
fair.
my gosh. Okay, moving
Okay.
on to the next video.
Video number 2
Video number
from this
2.
series.
Which is Why I Ran Away from Hollywood. Oh, and all of them have her name in it. Why I Ran Away from Hollywood, Christy Carlson Romano.
If you're searching for it.
If you're searching
You'll
for
have to find.
Yes.
It's her name at the end. It racked up almost 400,000 views, 392,000.
Yeah, it did well.
Yes.
For sure.
Almost as well as the last one.
Yeah.
Clay, what were your biggest takeaways from this video?
Okay, biggest takeaway, Park debut video. You
Oh, that's right.
She has many different backgrounds in these videos, but she's in the park the most. The biggest takeaways from this video were that she loves Austin, and she left LA because she wanted to move to a different place with her family, like somewhere away from the industry. But also, I think that she was a little butthurt. You know, I don't think that.
Yeah?
I don't think, and I'm not saying that in a way where it's like she is being over dramatic. I think that that industry is super hard, and you're constantly comparing yourself to other people. And she talks about it. It was very competitive. The dating scene sucked. She needed to move away physically.
Yeah, this was the video for me where she really starts to get into the industry itself and sort of her feelings coming out of it on the other side.
The industry, like the people that are gonna say that I'm not relevant enough to stay.
Yeah.
I think it was super interesting how much she talked about Austin. I grew up in Austin.
There's people here. It's not just the setup, it's not just the food. It's the vibe here. It's got this like good vibes only thing here that's super unique. I mean, people keep wondering why people keep moving here, and this is why.
She shed a lot of light on the industry, but not, she didn't get into any big reveals yet.
She talks about pilot season. She talks about what it takes to be an actress, how many times you have to audition.
If we didn't already love Christy, this is the video that would make us fall in love with her because she's being so real.
Yes, she is.
She is.
She
She's
is.
laying it all
Yes.
out there.
She is disclosing information that I think her audience was thirsty for. I think a lot of people watching her videos don't necessarily live in LA or work in the industry. They know her as, I mean, she's America's big sister.
I think if Christy wasn't such a talented performer, then maybe her skills would have also been utilized as like a teacher. Because I really
she would
think-
be a fantastic teacher.
Yes, I really think that her videos are really informative, but also she knows how to lay out the information in a way that is digestible. And I think too that that's why her videos now are picking up so much more momentum and people are talking about them more because she's getting into some of the deeper topics.
This is almost more like a diary entry, it feels. Like we are seeing the real Christy.
Yeah.
And we're hearing her real thoughts, and we love seeing the side of her and getting to know her in this way.
Yeah.
But she ends this video by saying life is an adventure.
Life is an adventure. Enjoy the life you have. I'm gonna go enjoy this. This is so amazing. Every day.
I don't know if she jumped in the water like or anything, but like she just kind of stood there. It's fine. Like I'm glad that she's having a good time. Also, this video is the debut of her new end screen, which stays with the rest of the videos.
Yeah. Video number 3. All right. The third video in this series. As lifelong Christy fans, this is the one that I learned the most from.
I mean, and honestly, like the physical space is so representative of what it holds. It takes place inside a storage unit, inside her storage unit.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. This video is called Am I Irrelevant?
Yes.
And this one racked up 189,000, still a solid showing.
Would kill for
Miss
that many views
Romano.
on anything we've made, yeah.
Absolutely. And this one, she explains that she just got a lot of memorabilia back from her mom's place. So we get to see a lot of the highlights of her career.
Yeah, let's just jump into the biggest takeaways, the biggest things we learned from this video. The biggest thing I took away from this video is that she's a puppeteer.
See, I knew that.
She was a puppeteer on Avenue Q, which just, there's nothing just more, like she really doesn't go into it. She just is like, one other fun fact is I was a puppeteer on Avenue Q. And it's like, that's so interesting. If any of my friends told me that they were a puppeteer, I would be like, wow. Like
Puppeteering is hard.
hard.
I took one puppeteering class.
Oh, Way more than I have.
My biggest takeaway, the biggest thing for me, was learning that she was a director. I did not know. She directed a Christmas movie, and she goes into just a little bit of detail in this video about it. But she directed a Christmas movie that she says had a lot of Disney vibes, and she was hoping that Disney would see it and hire her on as a director, which I think they should. Disney, if you're watching this, please
She'd be a great
hire
director.
Christy. And if you're watching this right now, we are going to watch and review her Christmas movie. It's called Christmas All Over. We are so excited. Neither one of us have ever seen it before, so you're going to get our raw, real, first reactions to this movie. We are so excited.
Yeah, you can expect a lot of Christy content on here where we react to past projects she's done, film, TV, all that. Things she references in her videos, we're going to dive in. Oh, she wrote a book?
I know. This was
or co-wrote. I mean, she co-wrote a book, but yeah.
She had help writing a book.
She had help writing a book. In the video, she goes, "Oh, what's this? I wrote a book. This is another thing that I did."
I will say, as soon as she said she wrote a book, I knew in my heart of hearts, Miss Christy did not have the time to write a whole book.
No, she was all over the place. She had a lot of influence over the character, and she said it's half an autobiography of her life.
Okay, Clay, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because this is something I've honestly wrestled with ever since I watched this video.
Okay.
Does Brendan Rooney look like Leonardo DiCaprio? I keep going back and forth on it.
You know what? If he was to look like any celebrity, maybe Leo.
Here's what I would say. When she said that, I immediately said, "Oh, Christy, I'm not sure about that." Ever since, though, every time I've seen him, I see it.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I feel like someone at one point was like, he kind of looks like Leo, and she was like, he does. And she's carried that, and that's fine.
He looks like Leo just as much as I look like Christy Carlson Romano. Moving on
to the next video, yeah.
In this series, video number 4.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I have to talk about something. Okay, so Christy in this storage video reveals that she pulls out this pin or something. She reveals that she was supposed to ring the New York Stock Exchange bell the day the market crashed.
Yeah.
She never ended up ringing the bell because she missed her cab, and then the market crashed. In another universe, maybe she got there and she rang the bell. Who knows? Someone, I don't know, things could have been different. Yeah. But everything happens for a reason, obviously.
Next video.
Okay, so this is the big one.
Not to hype it up too much, I think this is the video everyone was waiting for.
Everyone. We've been talking about this video since we started watching her channel.
The title of this video is Why I Don't Talk to Shia LaBeouf. And this video brought in 1.5 million views. I think it's sitting at
1.6 million views right now.
Yeah. So we've known for a long time that there's something weird between Christy and Shia, but she's never outright addressed it. And in this video, she finally does. And she lays it all out there.
There's only been one other video on Christy's channel before this one that mentioned Shia LaBeouf, okay? And it was part of her series Celebrity Kitchen. And it was kind of a trick because Shia was not a part of the video in any way other than the fact that she impersonated him, okay? She pretended to be Shia cooking something. So...
Were you tricked?
Optimus Prime! Just when you think you couldn't get enough, I'm up in this kitchen and cooking Coach Buff. Shia LaBeouf's coming for you. In the kitchen.
Knowing her series, I knew that Shia wasn't going to be in the video, but it is literally called Celebrity Kitchen with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Anyone seeing this title from the outside looking in, not knowing her channel.
The thumbnail is her clearly dressed up as
He could always come out at the end. But this is the video we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
Her talking about her and Shia's relationship. What is their update? Do they still talk? Were they ever
answering
really
all
friends?
the questions we've always had.
And she really does.
And the biggest takeaways were they never really were friends, which we can all relate to, having to work with people that, we're not friends with.
We were co-workers. We had this sort of very good on-screen chemistry.
There were a couple different moments where Shia could have been a better co-worker, a better co-star to her, but overall there's no hard feelings.
They are only 2 years apart.
Wow. Which I think they played 2 years apart on the show, so that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah, checks out. Out. Good job, Disney.
I was about to say it makes sense they weren't friends, they're so different in age, but it's I think that she just always came across as so mature.
And we also have to remember that she was working before she was on Even Stevens.
Yeah.
This was Shia's big break. You know, he didn't necessarily know how to carry himself. And if you have seen Honey Boy, which I know she loves to talk about, and
She does. And supports it.
Christy is very,
Right.
sympathetic to that now.
And Christy reveals that she did not know all the details of Shia's life. You know, she didn't know what was going on behind the
She
scenes.
reveals that she didn't watch a Shia LaBeouf movie for a long time. And let me just say, I don't blame you, girl.
I couldn't bring myself to watch him because I thought, oh, you know what, like, I was a bit salty. I felt like he had gotten a better agent.
But if there's someone that I have beef with, I'll avoid their projects as well.
Here's the thing. I don't think it was necessarily beef. Like, I think she was a little salty towards Shia. Like, I think that if someone asked Shia, like, do you have beef with Christy Carlson Romano?
Well, I think
or at any point
maybe we have different definitions of beef.
Of beef.
then.
Okay, maybe.
Beef to me is very tame.
Okay, I think beef is like,
beefing.
I hate you for this, I hate you for this. Like,
no.
that's
I
to
think
me,
of
like,
beef as like we have beef. Like we have beef. Like we don't need to like. I don't want to see them. There's beef there.
Okay. Okay, then yeah, okay. What we find out from these videos as well, like this series, is that Christy viewed herself and even Stevens' brand as equally the main character with Shia, you know?
Yeah.
And she is on all the posters with Shia.
Exactly.
You know, like it's her upside down face with his face, like, and she's a huge part of the movie. And it really did start with them. It was like a brother-sister thing. So,
and if you were to conflate, the role on the show with overall success or overall, I don't want to say success. I think that sounds like she's not successful. She's very successful. But if you conflate the role on the show with how your career were to turn out.
Right, the trajectory, yeah.
They ended up in different places.
Totally.
Vastly different places. They ended up right where they belong.
One of the biggest takeaways I had from this is just a story she tells. I think the beef with Shia was really created, or like what maybe cemented it, was when Shia did not thank her when he won a Daytime Emmy Award for his performance on Even Stevens.
I was sitting there with the rest of our team, and he thanked like everybody at the table, but he didn't thank me.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
I think it would be far-fetched to say that wasn't a deliberate choice. Who knows what made him do that, but it does feel like it was a choice that was made in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing we did learn from Christy is that she doesn't drink. I learned that about Christy in this video. She doesn't drink anymore. Because she does mention in stories with Shia, she's like, I was drunk, or I was drinking, or she went to clubs. This Shia video was great marketing-wise too, because it got her a lot of headlines. She was in Page 6, Just Jared, EU. In an older video, I think it was the one about leaving Hollywood, she does mention that Shia's dad was not a positive presence on set.
I will say that his dad was a very negative presence amongst everybody.
At the end of this video about Shia, she goes, and Shia, if you're watching this, blah, blah, blah.
Say hi to your mom for me. She's a wonderful lady.
And I just like, that's her being like, not your dad. Like, which is good. Like, I'm not saying she should say.
Did his dad die? I think it was more that his dad passed away.
Okay, well.
It still could be
No, but like, you know.
I think where you're going.
No,
with
I
it,
did not know that, but.
I think, hold on, help me out. I think where you're going with it is she was saying, oh, your mom was so sweet. Tell your mom I said hi. Never threw a bone to his father. Never gave a compliment.
Which, you know what? Takeaway, his mom was a sweetheart. My last thing about the Shia video is it is her most cleavage-heavy video. I just think she's pulling out all the stops with this one. More power to her. She wants to rack up those views, and it worked. She has 1.6 million.
To add on to that, when I watched this the first time around, all I could stare at was her cleavage, which I personally loved. Christy.
Next video is how I lost all my money. This one is another, they're all kind of like a life lesson, but this one is very much like she talks about the contracts you sign. And she was buying cars, not leasing them. It's really just a video about like how she wished she had managed her money. And my biggest takeaway was she spent a lot of her money on this psychic at one point in her life.
The biggest regret I have is that a psychic came into my life and managed to get a bunch of money for me. I will definitely talk about that another time.
So I am excited
Yes.
for whatever, like, how a psychic stole my money or however she's gonna frame that. Like, I'm pumped.
I'm glad she didn't get into too many details on that because I do really
Yes.
want a deep
Yes.
dive, a full video dedicated to this psychic that
Yeah.
she thought was worthy of
What a
money.
breadcrumb. These are the reasons we do stick around, is because there are so many fun facts to Christy.
What I was most interested in with this video was when she talks about how her parents also mismanaged her money. She said that she didn't speak to her parents for a while, that she had a falling out with her family and didn't talk to her family for a while after spending a lot of money because she didn't know the value of $1. I also think it's super interesting that when she talks about how she's lost all this money, as a viewer, as a casual viewer at home, she still seems to have quite a lot of money. She drives a Tesla. She does a tour of her house, in Austin that is huge, and property in Austin is really, really expensive right now. She's also raising 2 kids.
Can we talk about the giveaways too? They gave away over $30,000. Like, in just their first Team Possible video.
Exactly. It makes me wonder how her relationship with money has changed because it does still seem like she is, in comparison to the rest of the world, pretty well off. And so I'm curious how she has learned and changed her ways from this, and still rooting for her and so happy that she is successful in a lot of ways.
And she lets us know that financially she's doing fine. Next video, what my celebrity bullies taught me.
I have a lot of thoughts on this. If I can.
This video, new location. She's in her neighborhood. We know it's her neighborhood because she starts on her porch. I will say this is like the worst, I feel like, looking video. Like, the lighting is weird. It's really kind of blurry.
If I can just sort of derail the conversation really quickly and do a deep dive, I have theories. So Christy Carlson Romano went to a performing arts school for kids in New York who were professional working kids. And if you look it up online, you can see who was in Christy Carlson Romano's class. And I'm so sorry, I'm about to put some people on blast. Christy is too big for this, but I'm not. I have theories. And my 2 main theories are that Christy's big bully in school was, drumroll, Scarlett Johansson or Jenna Malone. And let me explain why. Christy says that her big bully is in big franchise movies. They're a big star right now. Scarlett Johansson is obviously in the Avengers. Jenna Malone was also in the Hunger Games movies and has a reputation for being difficult to work with. And both of them were child stars. And Christy mentions that this girl was already famous when she arrived at the school. So I would be willing to bet at this point that Christy's big bully in school was Scarlett Johansson. That's for one main reason.
Yes.
Christy mentions another girl by name, and the name she gives her is Jenna. She says, I remember her name was Jenna, and we liked the same boy, and she punched me in the face. There were only 50 people. There were only 50 people in Christy's graduating class. The odds of 2 of them being named Jenna, slim.
0 to none.
And the fact that she wouldn't mention this other girl by name, I think if she were to say her name was Scarlett, we would all know. All I have to say about this video. I've got nothing else to say.
Yes, nothing else to say. We just wanted to know who the bully was. We think we figured it out. Next video, why I don't have famous friends.
This video is maybe one of the most relatable in this series because she talks about having friends and growing up, in the spotlight, and a lot of the things that she talks about are things that we sort of all went through in a different way.
And this circles back to, like, she, I think, was not included as much as she wanted to be. She didn't get the role she wanted. She wasn't in the crowd, maybe the it crowd that she either thought or wanted to be a part of in LA. And that is, like, a big reason of why she moved away. Like, at one point she's like, fuck the industry, like, in her second video she gets vocal about it. Like, she uses the F word, which, just knowing Christy, not something that she is privy to do.
It's not the Disney image.
Next video. This one took Paige and I completely by surprise. We were honestly texting after the last video aired, being like, what is her next video gonna be? And just, like, guessing, like...
We had some some good theories. Roles that I wish I had gotten.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was supposed to play this role or something like that.
You also didn't realize that Christy had a singing career.
No, I didn't. I had no idea.
So this one was probably even more surprising for you.
Yes, I had obviously seen her in Make the Change, Circle of Life.
We all knew she could sing.
Biggest takeaway, she had dinner with Katy Perry at one point. She does mention 2 songs. If you go back, I hope you're all going back and watching these videos and supporting Christy. But she does mention the name of the 2 songs that she's come out with. She has 2 unreleased songs that are on YouTube, and I went and listened to them, and they're not awful. Like, they're like, she's a great singer. Obviously, she was on Broadway, so she has a great voice.
So she has an album that came out sort of during her Disney Channel days, and I think it was just called Christy Carlson Romano, and I had it. But a lot of the songs, one of them was from the Disney Channel, show Teacher's Pet. One of them was a cover of Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. So it wasn't like a full album of songs that she had written. And what she talks about in this video was sort of her, wanting to have a music career and sort of become a full artist. Yes. She, I think, was trying to have her sort of Miley Cyrus moment, her breakout, break away from Disney sort of moment after her run as Belle on Broadway.
100%. And we learned a lot of things about, like, one of the biggest takeaways I had was that she worked with Modest Mouse at one point on a song. It's like, what? And she loves Sheryl Crow. And she kind of, you can kind of hear that in her music just a little bit. Yeah,
she wanted to be sort of a Sheryl Crow, Liz Phair singer-songwriter. But they didn't see that for her, and they thought she was going to go.
She had a clear vision.
Yeah. They thought they wanted her to go more the traditional Disney route.
Yes.
So Christy's most recent upload, as of today, is called My 9/11 Story, and it's exactly what it sounds like. She goes into detail about her experience during 9/11 being in New York and what that was like. And it is important to note, I feel, that all of the money she made off of this video is being donated to a charity. I think the most interesting part of the story for me, the most heartwarming part, was when she talks about how her sister walked all the way from NYU to her campus, and then the 2 of them got on a train. Their dad said, take any train out of the city, doesn't matter where it's going, get on the very first train you can. That was very impactful for me, and I could feel sort of the tension in that moment.
And that afternoon when she got home on 9/11, the way she processed it was she said she went in her room and wrote a song.
Yeah.
She admits she was like, it wasn't a good song or whatever, but that's how she processed it, and I just thought that was interesting. So she was very interested in music.
She did say at the top of the video that Brendan was going to be posting a vlog about a similar topic, about his experience with 9/11. So I'm really excited to hear his side of things. We have been talking about, we have been waiting for Brendan to make
I knew it was gonna happen. He loves the camera. He came up with the idea for Christy's Kitchen Throwback and is the main producer, and we will review that series as well.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching. Thank you. Honestly, if you actually watch this video, we really appreciate it.
We are big Christy fans, and I'm sure you are too because you clicked on it. So thank you for watching, and we hope to keep bringing you more awesome Christy content. We want to do a deep dive on her whole channel and maybe
every series,
some other things in the future.
100%, like movies she's been in, maybe her album. We'll do listen to album.
I still remember every song.
And go subscribe to Christy's channel.